Yes, Carl and Tom let me create another Pokemon challenge for you all to enjoy. So we start off with our list of Generation 1 Pokemon. There's a lot of inputs this week, so hopefully that wasn't too overwhelming. So you can see with our list of Pokemon that those Pokemon who have two types have all these nulls in their extra row. So what we want to do is get rid of all those extra rows so that we only have 151 Pokemon. So simply to do that, we're going to click on one of these fields, say it could even be the name field with all the nulls, and then just hit exclude. So we do that in this step, and that all comes along nicely, and we just only need to keep our number and our name. Now the number we want to join on to our evolution group dataset. If you remember back to Prep and Data 2021 week 10, we had a challenge all about how you can get the evolution group for each Pokemon. So if we just have a look at that here, then it's basically just saying that, okay, these three Pokemon are all evolving from Abra. So I know they're just numbers there rather than actual Pokemon. When we join them on, it'll make more sense. But we've also got a couple of extra fields here to tell us, some little flags to tell us if they're starter Pokemon or if they're legendary Pokemon. And we know that we can just filter them out if they're starter Pokemon or if they're legendary Pokemon, because clearly they're not going to be the least favorite Pokemon if they are starters or if they're legendary, because yeah, they just have special status, if you like. So we go ahead and we start our cleanup mission. We also, yeah, that's a good point to make, that these numbers, to be able to join them to our Pokemon, we need to clean them up because they're strings at the moment, and so we don't want these trailing zeros. So the way that we do that, it's important that you don't go straight to changing the data type, otherwise you'll get all nulls. What we have is actually a trailing space in front of each of these numbers that we need to get rid of first, and then we can change the data type to be numeric. So you just need to clean and trim those spaces and then turn it into a number. And that's how we clean that field up. And then we can do our filtering of our starters and our legendaries, and we only have 69 evolution groups remaining now. So we join those together on that number field that we just cleaned up, and all that we need going forwards is the name and the evolution group. Okay, so that's the first two ways that we can filter out Pokemon covered, nice and simple. Next, we're thinking about evolutions. So if a Pokemon from the original 151 Pokemon, if there was introduced a baby Pokemon for them, so for example, if you think about Pikachu, everyone knows who Pikachu is, I'm sure. Then actually in the second generation, there was introduced Pichu, which was the pre-evolved form of Pikachu. So Pichu will not be in our Gen 1 dataset here, and so we want to therefore exclude Pikachu. Even though Pikachu's already been excluded because it's a starter. But anyway, that was just an example for you. And similarly, a lot of Pokemon got later evolutions. So, for example, in the past, I'm trying to think of one. So, in the past, Rhydon never used to evolve, for example, but it got an evolution later on in the generations for Rhyperion. So, that's what we're looking to be able to filter out those Pokemon who either had an evolution added before or after. Okay, hopefully that made sense and I didn't ramble on for too long. So our evolutions look like this. We have our evolving from Pokemon, evolving to Pokemon, and some extra information that we're just going to get rid of. So we're going to join on from our Gen 1 data set, name equals evolving from, name equals evolving to, and this is going to give us our numbers. So that's going to help us identify which of these Pokemon are Gen 1 Pokemon. Any other Pokemon is going to have a null. And then we're just going to use that information to filter. Oh, sorry, I wanted to open the filter that I had already done. So what we're doing here is we're saying if we have either a null in the evolving from number or a null in the evolving to column, then that's going to indicate that our Pokemon is either evolving from or to a Pokemon that is not in the original 151 dataset. So there we go. That's the filtering that we've applied, and you can see that we've either got a null in the evolving from column or in the evolving to column. So that's our smaller data set again now, and we can just join that on. Again, we're going to have to join it on to this is kind of like our main data set thread, if you like. We need to join it on the evolving from and the evolving to, so see what matches there from our original 151 Pokemon and union those together to get this data set that we can then join back and exclude all of those Pokemon who have a pre-evolved or a later evolution form that is not in Gen 1. I feel like that might have got a bit convoluted, but hopefully the steps made sense. Now we're coming to all these mega evolutions, Alolan forms, Galarian forms, Gigantamax. This is kind of going beyond my Pokemon knowledge, I'll be honest with you. But we have those lists as Mega, Alolan, Galarian, and Gigantamax, and we can actually just union those all together rather than joining them on separately. And our cleanup there is just to remove the first word there, so the Mega, the Alolan, the Gigantamax, etc. So we can just do that using a split function in prep, and then we just have a list of Pokemon there. And then again, similarly, we can join that onto our data set to get those Pokemon that it matches to, and then we exclude the whole evolution group with this secondary join back onto itself, if you like. So we're nearly there. We've got at the moment, let's see, we've got 23 evolution groups. So we're whittling down to who this least favorite Pokemon could possibly be. Now, in the most recently released games, which I haven't actually played, but pretend like I have all this knowledge. So we've got some Pokemon for the first ever time in the games, you couldn't catch all of them due to, memory issues, that sort of thing. So these Pokemon were actually excluded from the game. It's not possible to catch them, which feels like a big insult and probably points towards the fact that they are the least favorite Pokemon. So we join those in. And this is the 10 evolution group Pokemon that we've got left. But this is only obviously their first evolution, so we want to join in all of their different ones so that we have 21 Pokemon, 10 evolution groups. And finally, we're just going to have a look at all those different anime appearances that they have. So we've got a list here of the Pokemon and what episodes they appear in. So for example, Abra appears in 3 episodes, episode 22, 69, and 90. And we're just going to join that in, again, joining the name to the Pokemon, and then we're going to summarize that, aggregate it up, count the distinct number of episodes that they appear in for their evolution group, and we have our definitive list by just using a ranking calculation on this appearances field. And we have that the worst Pokemon, according to this methodology, would be Drowsy. Which is fair enough. I've never been a fan of Drowsy. It's a bit creepy if you ask me. So, do you agree? Do you disagree? Clearly, in the video that I linked in the challenge, we actually arrived at Paris as being the worst Pokemon. But that was taking into account the trading card game as well. And I just thought that for the purpose of this challenge, we didn't have to go quite as rigorous. So I hope that you enjoyed that. Hope it was a bit of fun. I certainly enjoyed it. So thank you very much for watching.